Those claims in the Epstein files are pretty grimy in that he contracted a STD from sleeping with, quote, Russian girls, and then that Gates and Epstein allegedly came up with this plan to secretly slip Bill Gates' wife at the time, Melinda, drugs, presumably to treat that STD. These are claims, though, that were denied via the Gates Foundation, but certainly an interesting time for Mr. Gates.
Well, absolutely, and it was a very successful doorstepping from you there. I've been there myself, sitting there for hours and hours, so good to have got that footage. Obviously, there's so many pages here of allegations, implications. How much are people who are implicated here, how much damage do you think it's going to do their reputations, whether or not these claims turn out to be true?
Good question, isn't it? I mean, we've seen so many things come out already about presidents current and former. Some of the dirt has stuck, some hasn't. Interestingly, in these latest files, there were some pretty harrowing claims about Donald Trump and Bill Clinton, but it must be noted that the FBI wasn't able to close the loop or tie the knot, so to speak, on some of those claims. They were from unnamed, unverified sources. But in the interests of transparency, the DOJ, the Department of Justice, released them all. What I found interesting, though, was after some of the files were put online, the Department of Justice then removed some of those files without explaining why. There were a lot of redacted parts, which we have seen in previous drops. Again, the department claims this is to protect some of the victims. There's so much information to go through. You really have to try to pinpoint it, like millions of files today that were dropped, thousands of videos, photos, but certainly some very damning ones for some of those big names that we're well aware of.
And particularly damning, Blake, for Bill Gates. Obviously, you've said he's put out this statement via the foundation to deny these allegations. But his first recorded opportunity to speak to those, he's smiling, sitting in a van and just going off to watch the tennis at the Australian Open. You've given him that opportunity to speak to those allegations, to respond directly to them. He didn't take that opportunity, did he?
No, and that's the cornerstone of journalism, is asking people for a response when particularly when a pretty damaging claim like this is put to him. He is in town for the tennis. We made the point tonight in our news package that if he was concerned by these allegations, it certainly didn't show. As you can see in that clip, he's got a wry smile on his face. He's then captured on the broadcast at the Australian Open, sitting front seat in some pretty exclusive sponsors' seats, smiling and enjoying it. So maybe it hasn't got back to him entirely. I don't know, but he let the Gates Foundation do the talking.
Well, or perhaps he's hoping to style it all out. Anyway, thank you very much.